Hi YouTube, I hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. I didn't exercise today. I thought I'll give it a break anyway. I could use the physical break aside from getting a little bit of laundry done and that type of thing. And keeping my adrenaline down. I had about a cup and a half of coffee, which isn't bad. I'll have another sip. Cheers. Keeping that down too. I have some serious questions to ask Dr. Jordan Peterson and other people. If you're going to recommend, here I go again. If you're going to recommend porn to younger people and married people, is this a serious question here? This heterosexual love that a so called Christian is recommending for young people? Is there any God involved in this marriage at all? And as a healthcare professional, does that concern you? Well, that's like three questions there. So far, I had a rabbi comment on my language that maybe that's the type of language I grew up around in my home. Uh, Not necessarily. Yeah, one of my parents was pretty bad. Um, the whole world's full of it, haven't you noticed? But I'm not mincing words. If I want to swear at somebody, I'm doing it intentionally, and that's exactly what I think the words they need to hear when I'm speaking them. So and I'm not excusing myself. I'm telling you my way of talking, not yours. And to the Jesuit rabbi, another one, that didn't want to see my socks. Well, tough shit. If I wanted to show you my socks, I'll show you my socks, and sometimes it might have my foot in it. So, anyway. So, yeah. I'm, I wouldn't say, I'm not any more upset today than I am any other day of my life, but it is upsetting to me when thousands, tens of thousands of young people can be persuaded by a professor, a doctor, whoever, to do something that is going to draw them further away from God. You can't tell me that you're going to sit there and pray with your husband or your wife or your loved one, your child, your grandchild, whoever, and then go watch porn together and that your prayers are received. Come on, really. I'm just being real here. I told you this is something I went through when I was 15 years old. I came to the conclusion that I personally felt dirty watching other naked human beings. Um, and I only wanted to see one other one in my life, and that would be my significant other. And as a Christian woman, this is what I'm teaching. I don't care who teaches what, but if I feel that many people are going to be led away from what I know to be healthy and good and true, I'm going to talk about it. So I'm still talking about it today. Here I go. So, yeah. Anyway. And, it makes me feel sad for the Petersons because what kind of counsel did they get? I mean, he's a psychiatrist and a professor and a public speaker. So who do you turn to? Like, okay, so you're having troubles in your marriage and you'd recommend porn. Couldn't you actually think of anything else that might help that? Like maybe other ways to get your endorphins, which drive our neurons, which drive our muscles. You can think of other ways to engage your mind in a healthy manner to help yourself. And wouldn't that include some kind of counsel for yourself if you're having um, emotional care issues? And this is a very serious question. Jordan Peterson, without swearing at you because you're supposed to be leading and you're following the whole world. And you know you are. No, I'm being serious here, people. Come on. With no jokes, no swearing, no nothing. And I want to know if you can truly say with a clean heart and soul that you're following the Word of God and prescribing that to other people with a clean heart and a clean mind and not a guilty conscience at all. And that makes me wonder then, what kind of drugs are you on that you can prescribe yourself that's numbing your abilities to feel what truly is within your soul? Like I said, I have some questions. So, and I'm probably not done because it's got to be something. Or it's a flat out undetected mental illness that this doctor has, some kind of psychosis. Because spirituality and the love of our Father in heaven, that's not just the study of the Word of God, but that's the study of the human condition. This is who we are and what those stories were written for as examples and explain what people had gone through in the past that would help them in the future. And there's so much left out, and even people that might take something wrong and not, or preach it wrong and not give the true value of the whole thing, which is pretty rampant on our planet. But it really is going with the whole world. Does it just personally makes me feel, gives me the cringes to think that somebody I could be sitting by or talking to watches porn and thinks nothing of it. It gives me the willies to think about the misplaced sexuality out on this planet and how many people are involved in it. So I'm a loner. Oh yeah, I've always been. You wonder why? So, yeah, you might have a different reason, but I'm kind of voicing my reasons why. Because I stand on the Word of God and I practice it. I don't just say it, I actually live it. I don't battle with misplaced sexuality. I handled that in my teen years. That's your formative, you're forming into an adult. That's when you have the best chance of going forward without those problems in your life. So now that you're an adult and you have those problems, are you going to justify it with some doctor out there saying that so he approves of it? Does God? I'm just asking questions. Yeah, I'm personally going to judge you for what I want in my life by my measure, by what I do. Yeah, I could look and stare and lust, but I don't. I choose to lower my gaze and look the other way. That's a decision that everybody makes. So, what's more important? What's between our legs or our hearts and our minds and our souls and who we are in our bodies? Really, what is more important to you? And how important are other people to you when you're explaining your life experiences? How important is it to you to not hinder somebody else's progress? You know, I could never imagine in a million years, even in my most stupid years, recommending pornography for anybody's marriage. That's your marriage, people. That's sacred. That's you and your other half. Don't bring other people in your intimacy. Come on. Hear me. Please. This is for you. I'm not doing this for me. I'm probably going to be looked down on and hated for what I'm saying because I'm not like that. So obviously, I'm not doing myself any favors here, you know? It's such a big deal in this world. Somebody's got to help get a handle on it. Somebody's got to teach the younger people better. I mean, not everybody watches porn and not everybody has problems controlling their physical desires or whatever. In fact, I've met young people that have it pretty well together, you know. But I would say a very large amount of the world is involved with the viewing of other people's flesh. That just grosses me out to no end. And I don't want to get it. I just don't want to understand it. You know, I do understand it though, but I don't want to. I don't want nothing to do with it, to tell you the truth. Even the subject, I'm battling a big battle. I don't think I'm alone, but I don't know anybody else who's actually out there just the dangers to the young people in the world, you know. You aren't just keeping it in your bedroom. If you were, I wouldn't know anything about it, and I wouldn't be talking about it. At least if you feel like you're involved in what I'm talking about, I wouldn't even know that you were involved in that unless you had said something. So that just gave me the opportunity to say something back on what I heard. I have that right. So do you, evidently. But I don't feel like you have the right to intervene on other people's marriages with bad advice, horrible advice. I mean, I know you make money off of being a psychiatrist, but could you consider telling these young people maybe to go talk to a spiritual expert for help in their marriage? I wouldn't even recommend a psychiatrist. Yeah, not at all. Unless it's somebody that has been trained in psychology as a counselor like me that actually is a minister, then maybe I would recommend somebody like me that understands both sides of the issue. So I'm not so much in a fighting mood today, you know, although I still would over this, recommending porn to people in their marriage and speaking in front of hundreds and thousands of people in colleges and universities all over the world. Yeah, I'd fight on that note. So it isn't entirely gone, don't get me wrong. You know, I'm just trying to approach the situation a little bit differently for maybe even not Jordan Peterson. He may not ever give a shit about one thing I have to say, but I might reach somebody's heart. I might touch the heart of some man or woman today that maybe they might have watched porn but decided to go for a walk together or go swimming or um, get a paint set, paint something together, build something together, cook something together, you know? You won't have to worry about being turned on. You'll be tired. Yeah, does that make sense? I think it does, actually. If you keep your mind busy, you know, with other things. But then again, if you're preoccupied just with that, I'm pretty sure it probably consumes a large amount of your day. I think what a waste of life, because sex was for making children, and even for a man to lay with his wife, she was honoring him and not to be used, and he should honor her in that same respect. He should have God in his heart completely, completely. Actually pray before you go and touch your spouse. But why would you? Because God made that sacred. That's why. That's how important it is. Could you say, well, God, help me please my wife? Why not? You know, why not? Who else is going to help you? Throwing a CD or buying a movie to get you both aroused in a fictitious way with people that, sure, they want your money. That's why they're up there taking off their clothes. That don't care about you, obviously. You don't see anything there, the emptiness of it all, and how you're treating yourself. It's real. I'm going to turn my fan on just a minute, guys. Or people, not guys. Ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah. Um, just a second. I got it on really loud. Oh, no, I don't. I have it on the lowest setting. Okay. It just sounded loud there. But, yeah. Hope you're kind of getting what I'm trying to say, you know? There's other ways to create your happy endorphins within yourself. You just have to start adapting more of them. Find something you truly love to do and do that. Do a few different things. Try new things, you know. Roller skating, ice skating, like I say, swimming. Okay, so maybe sports isn't your thing, but you're all ready to get active if it could be maybe not so good. So where are you going to put your energy? You know, hey, look, if you hadn't have said nothing to me, I wouldn't be talking about it. So you brought it upon yourself. In my world, you know, it's problem reaction solution. Oh, I got a good one for you. No, no, no. I was gonna say no. Okay, this is a joke. If you have problems, like not being able to control yourself, just picture me. Oh no, no, no. Don't. That's a bad joke anyway. Just do not in any way, whether it's good or bad for you. I don't care. Just don't do it. No. Uh-uh. And if you don't have a significant other, um, you know God's with you and He knows your sorrows and your pains and your desires and everything else. So I'm not just out here trying to put people down. I am trying to help you, you know. And I'm not just talking to Jordan Peterson. I did have a friend. I used to anyway, and I have a grandchild that I know is struggling with adolescence. So, and you know, that's a big deal to me that she could be out in this world listening to some professor of psychology, a doctor, telling her that pornography could be a good thing in a marriage. And I'm telling you that if I had known things like that right up front in any marriage, that would have been the last day of the marriage. So, and in my life, that is how I approach things. I'm not going to have somebody climb on me thinking about somebody else. Are you out of your mind? Yuck. That's beyond nasty. Wow. You know, what a total demeaning insult to any human being. Ish. And when you're there and you're with your other one that you're connecting with, what are you both thinking? Ugh, I shudder to think. You know, yeah, I will stop thinking on that right there. Wow. So, like I said, I just had some serious questions that I thought I'd really actually ask genuinely. Are you recommending same sex? Are you recommending married couples? Or is it anything goes type of pornography? Oh, what healthy things we put in our minds or not. So, anyway, I'm going to leave it at here for today. I just really wanted to ask these questions, and I'm serious. It's so important. The world's full of too much lust that people are not controlling. They don't see it. They think it's some kind of joke or game or sport or it's entirely hideous. The whole thing, the whole structure of a marriage and a family is gone just with that, you know. So, how do we combat it? What do we do? And who else cares? Yeah, I know some people do, but they're not brave enough to talk about it. They might be. Maybe. Maybe. I have put it in God's hands. I'm not going to stop talking about it, but I have put it in His hands in the prayers that I've put along with that. And I expect to see some results. And I'll tell you if there are. So, okay, everybody, that's about it for today. I hope you have a new week ahead. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.